for the evening, DJ Darren.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so we're gonna just jump right into it. We're gonna do our joke of the day. Okay. What would you call a pig that knows Taekwondo? Walk chop? All right, okay, so let's go ahead and I see we have a couple of new members, and well, we have a couple of guests that's here today. If y'all don't mind, you don't have to rush to introduce yourselves, but the club would like to be more familiar with y'all. So, yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Dee Amber. This is actually my second time coming. So I am back. I'm trying this again. Thanks to Allison. Hey. So I'm back trying it over again.
Awesome. Is this your first time here, sir?
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
okay.
my first time. My name is Krasimir Niku. I'm serving as the area director in your particular area. I'm coming to visit your club, observe how you're doing, but nothing pressure to do. Like I'm not here, don't worry, anything. That's pretty much.
Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and give the explanation for the meaning of the roles. We have our counter, Marion Ava. So could you please explain what your role is?
It is my job to make note whenever we use filler words. There are some examples of filler words on the back of your agenda. And I also make note of whenever one of us uses the word of the day, and if one of us uses improper grammar as well.
We have our timer, and we have John as our timer.
Yes. Yeah, I'll be letting everyone know how they're doing in terms of the time allotted for their speeches, whether it's table topics or for the prepared speeches. And I think your first warning is a green card, the second warning is a yellow card, and you get, I guess, red. Is that when when it's over? You have 30 seconds left with the red card. Okay. The individual, then the evaluations will also be timed. Those are 2 to 3 minutes. Most other speeches are 5 to 7 minutes in length. The table topics speakers will have no more than 2 minutes. So.
Awesome. I'd like to play the role of vote counter.
So we vote on the prepared speeches, the table topics, and the evaluations. And once those events occur, you all will pass your votes to me, and I will tally them and share the winners for each category at the end of the meeting.
Thank you. All right, our first speaker is not here yet, correct?
She will not be here.
Yeah, she's not going to make it.
Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and bring Ed on up to the stage. He's speaking. Oh, word of the day. I'm sorry. Right. The word. Oh, yes. Give us the word of the day. Give us the word of the day.
The word of the day is ebullience. It means the quality of being cheerful and full of energy, exuberance. Also, I don't mind volunteering to do an impromptu speech
Oh, that would be awesome.
Can you repeat the word?
Ebullience.
Ebullience.
Or ebullience.
Or
Okay.
ebullience, I'm not sure.
It's E-E-V, I'm sorry.
B as in boy or B as in baby?
E-B.
Okay.
Ebullience.
Ebullience, got it.
E-B-U-L-L-I-E-N-C.
Okay, okay. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and have Ed come up. He has a 5-7 minute speech. And maybe what's your name is? All right, he's doing the impromptu speech. So let's,
Guys, let's
okay,
just-
all right.
Can we just hold for a second? I just want to make sure we have the evaluator straight since Ed is going first.
Okay.
So, let's see. Ed, sorry, Allison, do you want to go ahead and just still evaluate Ed?
Sure.
And then Corliss, you will evaluate Ave? Okay, just making sure we're on the same page. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Let's welcome Mr. Ed.
One of the great things about my brain that I have lived with for almost 40 years now is that I do not care about details. I will not pay attention to any details. I just love big picture, thinking poetic, philosophizing about things. So I was especially heartened as I began my base camp process on Toastmasters.com, and I could see that I am on pathways. I could only be drawn to one thing: the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. Yes, one of the greatest works of all time, and as I fully expect, each of you will have a thorough report on it at our next meeting. I'm going to spoil it for you a little bit. Dante descends into hell. He has a bad heartache. He's chasing after the love of his life. Hell is a bad spot. You want to avoid it. But his guide, while he is trying to find the love of his life, is the fellow poet Virgil. And on first seeing Virgil, he says, "Are you then that Virgil, and that fountain of purest speech? Glory and light of poets, now may that zeal and love's apprenticeship that I poured out on your heroic verses serve me well. For you are my true master and first author, the soul maker from whom I drew the breath of that sweet style, whose measures have brought me honor." Y'all, I'm going to be your Virgil tonight. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to be your guide because I was thinking, what makes Toastmasters so great? My dear friends, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, who thinks the only part of Toastmasters that helps you become a better speaker are the speeching parts? Correct. I saw lots of hands staying down because every part of a Toastmasters meeting helps you become a better speaker. And just in the same way that Virgil guided his muse, or Dante looked to his muse Virgil for guidance, I figured I would walk you through a Toastmasters meeting and how I feel that it helps you become a better speaker. First off, prepared speeches. I think that's pretty obvious. If you can't speak, if you don't have the opportunity to speak, you will not become a better speaker. The table topics also helps you become a better prepared speaker. And why is that? Because what could be worse than getting on stage after having practiced your speech for hours and then, what was I going to say next? And that is why you should do more table topics as often as you can and practice them, because at some point, I guarantee you, you will forget what you have prepared, and it is always good to be able to have some sort of rhetorical flourish with it. Now, the other parts that I think are instrumental to helping you become a better speaker are the evaluatory process. And I think that is because one of the things that I learned when I was studying as a journalist and I was having to write a lot, one of the most critical pieces of advice you will be given if you want to become a better reader, or a better writer, is just to read more. And in the same way, if you want to be a better speaker and a better communicator, listen more. Listening more will help you to become a better speaker. All of the evaluatory processes, all of the evaluatory steps, hone in on one specific part of that. For a full year, I focused on being grammarian because, as many of you will remember, I loved saying so. Every speech, so. That was my filler word. And so for a solid year, I focused on being a grammarian so I could pay attention to when others would, I could see, have a potential slip up. And it also forced me to look back on my speeches and what caused me to rely on so. So that is one example of how the evaluations help. Another thing that helps is also evaluating someone's speech. That gives you a 30,000-foot view of a speech as you are doing it. And so that allows you to listen to everything and not just one specific part, whether it's a counter, whether it's the grammarian, whether it's a timer. And I think having a real ebullience with the evaluation will help you to then dive into what is being said. Also, when you get to do an evaluator, of course, you get to speak afterwards. So, that part also helps with the speaking. Now, what I think is perhaps most important, above all else, is your Toastmaster of the day and your officers. Why? Because what is our mission every time we meet? To provide a positive and supportive learning environment. Yeah, there you go. I heard all that. And so your role is to then create that environment. And y'all, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I firmly and thoroughly believe Toastmasters is the single greatest organization in the world. And I believe that because nowhere else, anywhere, anything that you do is the only aim of a Toastmaster to help a fellow Toastmaster. That's it. There's no grand reward. There's no big payday. It's just a positive, supportive learning experience. You're not gonna get that from your friends. I can show you my group chats. It's every day roasting with each other. And certainly not my family. Oh God, it's definitely not my family. And certainly not work. I think we all know that. This is the only place you will have a totally supportive learning environment. And I feel that this club in particular, with our leadership, with Jackie, our VPE, and all of our officers, we truly excel at all of that, at making a truly supportive learning environment. We're also lucky. We're a well-sized club, so everybody can speak with regularity. You're not waiting 2-3 months to hopefully speak. And so this club and this organization is perhaps the best spot for you to gain your experience. And more than anything else, communicating is a verb. Just do it.
That's true about me, is that in general, I enjoy being good at things as opposed to being bad at them. If I had my preference, I would win more than I failed. So you might be wondering, why am I open to giving an impromptu speech today? And I would say there are 2 reasons for this. One, Felicia inspired me with her lovely quote about the fact that growth does not lie within our comfort zones, right? And 2, it's September, which is important because a year ago, in September, my life changed drastically. We all have moments in our lives where we can even mark our lives looking back before this happened, after this happened. And y'all, when I found the YMCA at Eastlake, Kirkwood, y'all, it changed my life, and I'm gonna speak with Evelyn's about it tonight. Everyone needs to join the freaking YMCA because it honestly is amazing. And if you join in September, you get the membership fee waived. But I'm gonna tell you about the YMCA because it's just incredible. It's super affordable, right? The monthly membership rate is based off of income level, age level, right? So it's supposed to be cheaper while you're younger, and then once you get to more of the years where most people are more established in their careers, it's like kind of gets to the highest it'll go. But then as you get older and maybe you're not working as much or you're retired, it goes down. And with the YMCA, the thing that just absolutely blew my mind is that you get access to classes, fitness classes, that are included in the membership, right? Because when I went to UGA in college, I remember every year, every semester, the first week of the year, they had fitness classes for free where you could try it out. And it was like so much fun. Like you got to do Pilates, you got to do pickleball, and I don't know, I love sports, so I really enjoyed it. But then I realized that the membership cost was, you know, hundreds of dollars a month or whatnot. So when I went to the YMCA and checked it out, at first I thought the membership classes would be extra money, but they aren't. And they just have such a great variety. The one that's had the most impact on my life is called Total Body Burn. It's not a diagnosis, it's actually in a fitness class. And it's upper body, lower body, and core. Twice a week, Mondays and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. And it's so much fun because honestly, like it's lifting weights and everything to the music, and the music's really good. Our instructor, her name is Shannon, she's a badass. Can we cuss at Toastmasters? Sure. Okay. And she choreographs the music and the exercises, and so it's genuinely enjoyable. Because before this, I knew intellectually in my head that I needed to exercise regularly, because what we do now affects our future so much, and a little bit every day goes such a long way in the future as time compounds, right? And so I knew, and I kept trying, and I'd use ClassPass, and I would go to a class, and I'd be like, this is so much fun, and I love it, and then they'd say it's $200 a month, I'd say, no, I can't do that. I've got to mortgage a house I don't own in order to do that. And so I was just so pleased to find the YMCA. I'm so passionate about it. Also the community too, oh my goodness. It reminds me of a Toastmasters meeting. I mean, it's all different ages, backgrounds, viewpoints, all kinds of things at these groups. But you get to know people over time, right? You see them, you develop relationships, you develop community. There's a loneliness epidemic, we need community. We need to feel connected to one another. And the YMCA is so affordable and so effective. In fact, if you're over a certain BMI, you can get free personal training. You can also get childcare if you have children. And how helpful is that for parents who need to exercise to be able to get access to childcare while they exercise? It's so important to society. If I had it my way, every single county would have a YMCA and a library. You know, just like we have libraries, they should be just as common. I never want to live anywhere that isn't close to YMCA ever again in my life. It's been that life-changing. And even just on Monday, I had such a long day at work. Crazy, but I got and went out and drugged myself to the YMCA for my 6 p.m. class. And when I got there, everyone was so happy and nice and kind, and I know almost everyone's names now at this class that I go to every Monday and Wednesday, Total Body Burn, if you haven't forgotten. But I had forgotten in that class that day we were actually gonna go celebrate our instructor, Shannon, for her birthday. Right, and so I remembered, and I was so excited, so that after the class we went to a Mexican restaurant, and all of us, like we had cake, gifts, presents, we went around and talked about the impact the classes had on our lives, and how grateful we were to our instructor, and I got to know people in a better way, and it just was so empowering, and that's why we should all join the YMCA.